Well, what made Sex and the City such a successful show in the first place is that each of these women represents an avatar. It represents these archetypes. Like, I've spent way too much time thinking about this, but I have their designs, all of them, like
I mean, the
figured
real
out.
people,
Hmm?
them as actual humans,
No,
as
no, like
characters.
what their characters are and why. And
I love
I
Mike.
think the reason why the new show doesn't work is, well, first of all, we've only seen 3 episodes, right? So we had to get caught up. They
Right.
had to set up each storyline again.
Yeah,
What's crazy is that they killed him off of Sex and the City.
yeah,
You like watch him die.
yeah.
That's fucking crazy. I was crying so hard. My mom was like, "What is wrong with you?" I was like, "This is a fucking character I've been watching for 20 years. What do you mean, what's wrong with me?" I mean, he's the archetype of every toxic relationship any woman has ever had. So I'm not sure why I was crying, but still, there was something.
Yeah,
You know what? You know what it is? I figured it out. Are you ready for this? I know why. I know what went wrong in that relationship, and it's so simple. It's so simple. Carrie is a sacral generator. She has an open root, open spleen, open solar plexus. That's obvious. I also think she has gate 24 because she's so obsessive and she just goes over and over and over things in her head all the time. And it's fucking exhausting for everyone around her. But I get it now. Big is emotionally defined with a defined spleen. Maybe he is a defined root too. And all Carrie ever did was push him. All she ever did was try to rush him into things.
uh-huh.
And he really liked her. He liked being around her and stuff, but like, they were dating for a couple of months and she was like, "Tell me I'm the one." And he's like, "Dude, I just want to take you on vacation. Like, what the fuck?" He literally had bought tickets for them to go to Bermuda together. And because she was like, "I need to know right now that I'm the one and that you are never going to be with anyone else ever again." And he was like, "I can't give you that," because he was being honest. And then we make him toxic because Carrie's such a like lunatic who can't like understand that other people have different timelines than she has. And this is the literal dynamic that we see play out for the last 20 years. The movie the first movie was about him leaving her at the altar.
Oh,
Or like standing her up to some degree. And it's because, you know, he's low in his wave and he's getting confused and she doesn't know how to handle it. So instead of her trying to be patient with him and being like, "What's going on? Why aren't you here? What's wrong?" Instead of her trying to understand anything about what he's going through, she gets out of the car and fucking smashes him over the head with her bouquet and leaves. Like a good open solar plex, just avoid all of it and blame him. And it's all his fault. I just watched the movie again for like the 15th time. But honestly, it's like, it's a fucking horror show. And the whole thing is like there to reinforce to women, like, this is okay behavior. Don't try to understand what the other person is going through. Don't ask them anything about what's happening. Just assume the worst and go with that. And then sit around with all your girlfriends who are reinforcing for you all of the things that you think are true about what's happening. Men stand no chance in that world. They stand no chance of being true partners. They stand no chance of being seen. They stand no chance of being appreciated for who they are. I've never really witnessed on this show any of these women being good to the men who they expect the world from. I don't see them being kind. I don't see them being supportive. I don't see them being loving. I don't see them being vulnerable in any way. It's just blame, 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 blame. It's all their fault. We're perfect. There's no connection. There's no attempt to be on the same level, to get into their psyche. There's no attention to any of that. Just like, I'm a queen, worship me, give me everything. I deserve your money. I deserve, children if I want them. I deserve your respect, even though I'm not giving it to you. Nothing. It's a horror show, literally. And this is how I grew up. So I was like, oh, 100% this is what's supposed to be happening. It's a good thing I had good relationships.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Now you do.
I do. I have a really, really healthy relationship for the first time in my life. And you know what that involves a lot of? Asking. Just like, what's going on with you? What is your experience of what's happening between the two of us? And then also being able to be like grateful and appreciative. And when you as a woman are grateful and appreciative of your partner, they are like tenfold reflecting back that at you because they're so not used to it.
Do you remember the Bill Burr? In light of that, here's what you do.
Yes, sandwich.
You just make them a sandwich out of the blue, give them the sandwich, and then leave. Leave the house. Look, you made me a sandwich.
Well, and okay, like I know that I have a cheat sheet, right? I have this chart and I can see all of the things about this chart that has been misunderstood. 3-6. So I never throw any blame, ever. There's retreat in the chart. When he wants to go, I let him go. There's no taking that personally for me. And then in all the places that we connect, we can just have fun. I can see when his open rude is acting up. Not going to bend to that necessarily. It's okay, but I don't throw blame about it. And there were a couple of times when there was like a sticky situation and I was just like, wow, that has nothing to do with me. I don't know where that came from. You go deal with that. Not because I don't want to be supportive, but that I recognize like sometimes you just need to go work that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be a part of it.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is. And it is the most satisfying way to be in partnership with somebody. When you feel seen because you have the language to be able to communicate your own needs, such as being a hermit. That was a big one. To see what their needs might be through their chart, but not assume them, ask them about it. I remember this was like a revolutionary thing because he has 1156 and I said, hey, do you feel like you're a seeker? And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, do you like read a lot of books? Do you watch a lot of documentaries? Do you like reading articles and stuff like that? And he was like, I have a subscription to a documentary film streaming service, and nobody knows that about me. Nobody knows that I care about all of these different things. How do you know this?
Black witch.
And I was like, I don't know, it's just in your chart. So now, whenever I talk about anything in terms of a documentary, we always have something to say to each other. There's always something to talk about. There's always a discussion about something going on. And he's just a sponge for all of it, because I am interested in so many things that he's never been in contact with.
Yeah.
You know, so to see him for somebody that he's never been seen for, as a firefighter, as this tough guy,